Should you read Dawnshard? Let's find out. Let's first summarize what is Dawnshard about. Dawnshard is a novella set in the world of the Stormlight Archive, taking place between Oathbringer and Rhythm of War, so between book 3 and 4. The story follows Riz, who is sent on a mysterious expedition, and with her we can see other familiar faces from the Stormlight. On their journey they are going to face a lot of dangers and uncover some secrets. Is it essential to read for fans of Stormlight? Well, yes and no. I mean, there is some information that you would want to know from here. But again, if you don't enjoy the story, you shouldn't be forcing yourself to read it, right? You can just read the summary and go on with the main Stormlight books. But I think this book just is interesting on its own. So I think you enjoy reading it regardless of its connection to the Cosmere, regardless of its connection to the Stormlight plotline. I mean, of course, it features characters from the Stormlight Archive, so it will be hard for you to read that on your own. Like, if you haven't read the Stormlight Archive, you should go and read that first and then read this one. Basically, you have to read the first 3 books, because if you don't know the other characters, you might find yourself a bit lost in who is who and going where. I mean, there's some information in this book that reminds you, kind of refresh your memory of the other books, so you don't have to reread them to understand what's going on. But if you have read them at some point, it's gonna be helpful, right? But I think this story just stands on its own, in the sense that it has its own little plot line and its own adventure, and it has some conclusion. I mean, of course, as much as these books ever have a conclusion, like, they're just part of something bigger, so you know that the story like continues and so on. But in terms of this small adventure, they have an adventure, they achieve something, they reveal some secrets, and they have some character growth. Even Lopen has some character growth, some character change, which I enjoyed. Actually, I think I liked Lopen here more, because I mean, he's a fun character, but sometimes he could be a bit annoying and he can be a bit too much, and sometimes he just appears to blubber stuff, and I feel like, can we just move on with the plot or focus on something else? But here I actually enjoyed his part more. I enjoyed his character arc. I enjoyed his relationship with his cousin. So I think this book kind of made me like Lupin more. Please don't hate me. I don't I don't say that he was bad character. I just feel like in the other books he felt a bit like, oh, he's the funny one, you know, a bit one-dimensional. But here I feel like spending more time with him just made me like him more. I really like Riz. I do like her a lot. I feel like she's very competent, and despite her disability, she finds a way to keep going, and her journey is not easy, but I just admire her persistence and how she continues to basically fight for her life and try to also improve the lives of others. It was very nice. Her connecting to other people in her condition and being like, you know, reaching out for the community instead of like closing in herself. And of course, absolutely adore Chiri Chiri. Like, he's adorable. It's not animal. What is it? Let's call him animal companion. That is something between a dragon and something else. Obviously, I loved knowing more about him, and I liked his involvement in the story. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed this novella more than Edge Dancer. Even though Edge Dancer had a good finale, I feel like in the beginning of Edge Dancer, the story was a bit more meandering, let's say. I mean, some might like it, but this was good since the beginning, and the pacing was nice, and we got to see some part of Roshar that we haven't seen before. Some of those islands were like hinted in previous books in the interludes, so they're not completely new, but still it was nice to go there. It was kind of creepy and it's fun. I really love it. I recommend it. If you love the Cosmere, just read it. Don't read it just for the extra bits of information you're gonna get. Read it because it's a really fun, interesting story. And if you're a fan of the Stormlight Archive, you can check my other videos about the topic. Wishing you a good day. Bye bye!